It was June 10, 2000, when London's famous Millennium Bridge was opened to the public for the first time since its construction. For the past 2 years, people have been eagerly waiting for the completion of the iconic bridge. So when it was opened, everyone wanted to use it on the first day. This bridge was built for pedestrians to cross the River Thames in London. But as soon as people started walking on it, the Millennium Bridge began to sway badly. For the first 2 days, the police stopped everyone from crowding the bridge, but after 2 days, it was closed again for the next 2 years. After this incident, this famous Bridge of London had come into the eyes of the world. All the engineers who built it sat with their heads together. How could such a strong bridge swing just by people walking? The reason for this was something that engineers had not been able to predict before. It was a problem that dared to defy the laws of nature and unravel one of the greatest mysteries of physics. Welcome to my channel. About 192 years ago, in 1831, some soldiers of the British Army were parading and passing over the Broughton Suspension Bridge in northern England. The Broughton Suspension Bridge collapsed due to the coordinated steps of the soldiers, in which 60 soldiers fell into the river and some were seriously injured. Fortunately, no one was killed in this accident. But after that day, the British Army instructed its troops to avoid parading together when crossing any bridge. This was the practice not only of the British Army, but also of militaries around the world for many years to come. Rather, it is followed in some places till today. It was the soldiers whose feet brought down the Broughton Suspension Bridge. But if you look at the footage of London's Millennium Bridge, something strange is noticed. The people walking here are not soldiers, but why are their steps so synchronized? And why this modern footbridge built in the 21st century could not withstand their harmony? We get the answer to this from an experiment that happened 3,500 years ago. In 1665, a famous Dutch physicist, Christian Huygens, built the world's first pendulum clock. Their purpose was to tell the sailors at sea where they are at the moment. In the first period, sailors would estimate their position at sea by looking at the position of the sun or the stars. But it was only a guess. It would have known the latitude, the north-south position, but if they knew the correct time, they would also have known the longitude, their east-west position. The clocks that existed in that era were either forward or backward by 15 minutes a day. That is, they were completely useless for this purpose. Huygens' pendulum clock was turned bad by 15 seconds a day. Huygens' plan was to hang 2 pendulum clocks with heavyweight in a ship, so that the motion of the pendulum clock is not disturbed due to sea waves, and there is a backup clock in case one gets damaged. To test these pendulum clocks, Huygens first hung them both from a wood at home, started both the clocks one by one, but after some time saw that both the clocks are synchronized with each other. The pendulum of the clock on the left swings to the left, while the pendulum of the clock on the right swings to the right. Huygens did not understand this strange behavior of clocks. They moved the 2 clocks again, but after 30 minutes, they were back and synchronized with each other. Huygens thought that there might be a connection between the 2 in air pressure, so they put a cardboard between the 2 clocks. But after 2 minutes, those clocks were synchronized with each other again. Then finally, they separated the 2 watches from each other. One was hung from one chair and the other from another chair. Then they noticed that this hidden connection of the clocks was now broken, but when these 2 were hanging from the same wood, then what was their relationship? In this video, 32 metronomes are placed on a table and are started at different times. It's mean their starting is not synchronized. But after just 2 minutes, you can see that these 32 metronomes have synchronized up to each other on a wonderful chord, while apparently they have no relation to each other apart from the table. This secret relationship of synchronization doesn't apply only to non-living things. Fireflies are very good friends. In research, has noticed that when fireflies are together, they all glow together in harmony. But this requires one firefly to be very close to another. If they are too far away, their brightness will be out of synchronized. The more fireflies there are in an area, the greater the chance that they will all flash in sync. In the same way, we humans also synchronize with each other in many cases. This video shows the audience clapping for a performance. In starting, everyone was clapping with their frequency, but you can see for yourself what happened after that. No one told these people to do it, but they all did it anyway. Matched the frequency of the claps to each other. This phenomena of synchronization is not limited to one or two things. If we look at the example of the heart, our heart works and synchronizes with our body. If a normal person runs fast, his heart rate will increase along with it, because the heart has to pump oxygen-rich blood to the brain. But if there is any problem in the heart, its harmony does not match with the body. It is also called irregular heartbeat, or arrhythmia in medical terms. In this condition, the heart rate increases by itself. Now the heart is pumping more blood, but the lungs are not getting more oxygen. So, if the brain gets more blood and less oxygen, then in this situation, the person may die. In the same way, even if the heartbeat slows down by itself, then the person can die. That is, less synchronization is harmful, but more synchronization can also cause problems. Now, with all these examples in mind, we look again at the Millennium Bridge. It basically happened that when so many people started walking together, the steps of many people automatically became synchronized with each other. The design of the Millennium Bridge was such that its cables supported the bridge from the side rather than from above. It is a principle of civil engineering, and especially structural engineering, that during the design of a footbridge, its resonance frequency is not kept equal to the frequency of human steps. When we sit on a swing and swing our legs forward or backward, along with the frequency of the swing automatically accelerates. Similarly, when people started walking together on the Millennium Bridge, their frequency matched the frequency of the bridge, and the bridge started swinging a little. Because the cables of the bridge are attached to the side, that's why the movement of the bridge was sideways. Due to this sideways movement, now people have started walking sideways to balance themselves. And then the movement of the bridge became faster and faster due to the resonance frequency. Once the problem was properly diagnosed, engineers installed a total of 89 shock absorbers on the Millennium Bridge, 37 to dissipate energy and 52 to control vertical motion. After completing its work in February 2002, the Millennium Bridge attested again. The company arranged for more than 2,000 people to walk on the bridge. That's why this test is considered to be the biggest bridge test in the world. After the test, the movement of the bridge was very low as predicted. A decrease was observed. Even today, it is very difficult to predict the synchronization of two or more bodies to discover the hidden connection between them. This is a natural phenomenon that is also seen in birds when they fly together. When bees fly together, not only do they make a sound together, but sitting on the hive, if they feel threatened, they beat their wings together, as can be seen in this video. I hope you will like and share this video. Thanks for watching. See you soon in the next video.